2017 will see the Maria Holder Memorial Trust officially opening 2 public nursery schools and construction starting on 2 more. The first of the 2, the Maria Holder Nursery School in Gull Hill, Christchurch, was officially opened today.
The state-of-the-art nursery in Gull Hill can accommodate 150 students. It received its first intake of students last September. Prime Minister Stewart thanked the trust for its work. He says it has helped government to expand its capability to offer nursery education.
There are myriad benefits to be derived from exposing children to quality early childhood education programs. These include the following: development of literacy and numeracy through play-based interactive learning, providing opportunities to learn how to socialize, building of self-confidence and self-esteem, fostering enthusiasm for lifelong learning, and promoting values such as respect, patience, and tolerance.
The second nursery for 90 students will be open later this month at Albury in St. Philip, and the staff complement for the school has already been recruited.
I guess within the next couple of months, we'll be doing this all over again, because the Maria Holder at Albury is getting ready. As a matter of fact, I have already secured the staffing for that school, and I'm just waiting when it will be handed over.
Apart from building schools, the trust chairman and co-founder Christopher Holder revealed it has been providing training for teachers.
By June of 2017, we will have trained 75 nursery school teachers through a program that we support called Wheelock at Wheelock College in Boston. And this training includes special needs teachers. I benefited, as you heard earlier, from special needs teaching. Otherwise, I don't think I would have been able to make this speech. And some of those teachers that we've educated are actually here in this school teaching today.
Now the trust will be building 4 more schools. Construction is expected to start on 2 schools later this year in Holders Hill and Government Hill. Work on the last 2 schools, to be located in Sears Court and Deacons, will begin next year. Ryan Broom, CBC News.
Strong indications that Combomerians could be headed back to their surroundings at Waterford early next week. This following a meeting for parents and guardians with officials of the Ministry of Education at the school's compound. Scores gathered in the Combomere School Hall, with many spilling out into adjoining areas, but all eager to get a definitive update on the start of the new Hillary term. Acting Education Minister Senator Harcourt Husbands gave a positive report of the meeting and remains hopeful that students and teachers will be in class come Tuesday.
It went very well. The team has done a lot of work at the school trying to identify and then make suggestions for how to deal with some of the issues that the reported. And obviously that was very well received.
Parent Jeffrey Green was satisfied with the outcome of the meeting, but still asked why there is no plan in place as yet to make up for the time students missed.
No, the point is being made that they were home for 5 weeks plus 3. So what were they doing all that time? They were still on the clock during the 5 weeks. They could have met to come up with a strategy to teach the children moving forward. Now we're waiting until Monday to decide how we're going to plan for that. To me, that's a backward step. It's going to waste time.
And late this evening, the Ministry of Education, on instruction of the Ministry of Labour, gave the go-ahead for students to return to classes at Combomere from next Tuesday, January 10th. This followed a series of presentations and recommendations made by a team of experts who voluntarily assessed the school's environment and its state of readiness. Stating that Combomere is ready to receive the students, Chief Education Officer Karen Best said this was on the instruction of the Ministry of Labour, which has given the green light. Mrs. Best also pointed out that work had been ongoing for the last 4 or 5 weeks to ensure the facility is ready by January. Senior Safety and Health Officer with the Labour Department, Alison Elcock, supported Mrs. Best, saying the Ministry of Labour has no objection to the school being fit for use, especially the main plant where the classrooms are located. Now, the Ministry of Education and the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union are at this hour meeting to discuss the resumption of classes at Combomere. The BSTU team, led by President Mary Ann Redmond, arrived at the ministry just after 3 this afternoon. They were ushered into a conference room with senior ministry officials. That meeting is still ongoing at this time, but before it started, Ms. Redmond told CBC she expected to be updated on the arrangements at the school and assured that it was safe for her members as well as for all those who use the facility. In other news now, a new strategic plan and new personnel to lead the charge at the Barbados Water Authority. This forms part of a major restructuring where a new general manager has officially been revealed, along with other picks for top posts. Our Shane Seeley has the details and he joins us live now. Shane, thanks for joining us. Now tell us what's the latest at the Barbados Water Authority.
Well, I can tell you, Lisa, we had an interview with the chairman of the BWA, Dr. Atlee Brathwaite, who announced that the new GM is Keithroy Halliday, a Barbadian executive currently based in Trinidad, who will be taking up the top job from next month. Now, the former Democratic Labour Party candidate, you might have heard it, biochemist Patricia Innes, she's been appointed as manager of the wastewater division. Now, some of the other posts that have been filled from the inside now, Charles Leslie is set to take up the director of engineering. Wayne Richards will be the director of the projects division, and Joyanne Haig has assumed management of the communications and rapid response unit. Now, the BWA is still in the process of selecting a director for the non-revenue water and a director of finance. Mr. Brathwaite says this restructuring is necessary to put the BWA on a sounder footing financially and to raise the bar on service to the public. But he dismissed suggestions that this is an effort to remove other top-level staff.
The exercise here is not one to cut off heads or remove senior staff or replace them. The exercise here is to achieve change and make the institution more effective, more efficient, and ensure that we are able to achieve the objectives of the institution via our strategic plan. So rumors which go to say that we are getting rid of top staff is not necessary.
Now, the BWA chairman also said that the authority has a new vision and mission and statements to back them, and he's confident that senior management will be committed to delivering on the new mandate.
I'm certain they will make available their skills to the new appointees to ensure that most of the objectives of the institution are achieved. Indeed, my meeting with the senior staff, which include a number of persons who have been here before, senior persons, they give me the assurance that I will get their full cooperation and the new appointees will get their full cooperation. You see, generally speaking, the technical staff of this institution is committed to it.
Now, all of those appointments announced are for key positions which form a part of the BWA's new strategic plan to address critical issues facing Barbados. So what else is in the pipeline for the BWA going forward in 2017? High on the agenda, projects related to desalination. Dr. Brathwaite says the authority wants to get moving on those 2 permanent desal plants, one slated for the north, the other slated for the south of the island. Those would, of course, complement the 2 packaged desal plants set up a few months ago at the Hope in St. Lucie and Trent St. James. The issue of non-revenue water will also receive serious attention with more mains replacements, and training of staff is also a top priority, Lisa.
Now, Shane, just one quick question or two. How does this change at the top in terms of management? How is that going to affect specifically those issues that people have been grappling with, low to no water for long periods of time in St. Joseph, St. Peter, those areas?
Well, what Dr. Brathwaite was saying is that they've set out key areas. For example, they have Wayne Richards as the director of projects. So projects would mean situations where at the Groves, they would have set up 2 wells directly to lead into Castle Grant, which would have fed residents in St. Joseph. And as you would know, they've complained about no problems over the Christmas period, and that was a serious situation back in 2015. So it's targeted approaches like these that they're hoping will address situations as they occur. Dr. Patricia Innes, she's in charge of the wastewater division now, so they're hoping that she would bring that biochemical background to help address issues in that division and in that regard.
And that would cover the South Coast sewage system as well.
As you saw, a lot of issues cropping up to the end of last year when
yes.
we had all that rain, those excessive flooding, which would have exacerbated the situation as far as sewage is concerned. So she's been brought in specifically to deal with problems of that nature. So you have someone in charge of projects, someone in charge of wastewater, and also Joyanne Haig, now she's in charge of the rapid response unit to respond to other problems which would be associated with burst mains and situations which we would have seen popping up in those rural parts of Barbados which were without water for periods of time.
Okay, well, that's our Shane Seeley reporting on the changes at the Barbados Water Authority. Shane, thank you very much.
Lisa.
The Barbados Tourism Products Authority is playing a key part in ensuring brand Barbados remains relevant to visitors in the competitive tourism industry. Several initiatives and programs are to be introduced this year, as we hear from Kishmar Singis.
Among the programs, a rum and sugar season that will showcase the island's rich rum and sugar heritage. Barbadians will also be afforded the chance to be a part of the I Am Tourism campaign. CEO Dr. Kerry Hall says that through this initiative, Barbadians will be enlightened of their role in the industry.
They are really the backbone and the heartbeat of the Barbados tourism industry, and this campaign will actually put Barbadians at the epicenter of tourism to show that this industry is nothing without them, and the success of this industry and the sustainability of this industry depends purely on the Barbadian people. So we have a lot of new campaigns coming up. We have rum trails and foodie trails and faith-based trails, and we're going to be doing a lot of new programs, new events, new experiences to ensure that Barbados remains on the cutting edge.
Dr. Hall was speaking on the sidelines of the first repeat visitor reception at Ilara Court for 2017. The Prime Minister rolls out the red carpet to welcome at times dozens of repeat visitors to his official home. It has received the stamp of approval from the BTPA.
This event is pretty much what I call last year, and I will call it again this year, the hottest ticket in town. A lot of our visitors look forward to coming here to meet the Prime Minister. This is really big for them. They are so grateful to actually have the opportunity to come to this beautiful historic home to meet the Prime Minister. I mean, how often, I'm sure they don't go to 10 Downing Street or the White House to meet the President of the United States or the Prime Minister. So to be invited to the home of the Prime Minister is an honor, and it's something that they really cherish.
The BTPA head says that the island has benefited in many ways from repeat visitors.
There was a couple who, this is their 76th time. Some people have come here for 40 times, some over 100 times. And we take for granted these individuals, but if we really look at the benefits that they have brought to Barbados over the years, the Barbadian economy, they have been our most valuable brand ambassadors who have spread the word of Barbados, and they have encouraged and influenced hundreds of people to come to Barbados over the years. They have come, they brought their children who are now bringing their children, and sometimes you find there are 2 and 3 and even 4 generations. So when you look at over the years, the amount of times they've come, they stay in hotels, they stay in villas, a lot of these people have bought homes, they have spread the word of Barbados, they love this country.
3 more repeat visitor receptions will be held this year. Kishmar Singis, Cbc News.
We'll have more news for you after this break. Stay with us.
Don't let your data experience slow you down. Step up to Digicel, Barbados' fastest 4G network, more than twice as fast as the slow network. Get more with Digicel. Digicel, the fastest 4G network in Barbados. Dial *153# to sign up to Digicel today.
You are so beautiful to me. You are so beautiful to me. You're everything I hope for.
Ultra Calorie Conscious. Love yourself for life. Distributed by Mercy Distribution.
some of the island's car dealerships experienced productive sales in 2016, while others have high hopes for 2017. CBC's Shane Jones visited a few of them.
Over on Harbour Road at Platinum Motors, where you can get the very best of the Honda makes, General Manager Mark Hamilton is looking forward to building on last year's growth.
As you may be aware, we've completed our relocation, redevelopment of the business from the Bay Street location down to the Harbour Road location. So it was certainly a year that we look at as a stepping stone going forward. Now that we have our new showroom established, new parts department is adequately stocked, lower price inventory, a collision repair centre and an expanded workshop, and some new staff to support those divisions, we are looking optimistically at growing the business. I mean, 2016 was growth on 2015 for us, but we really see that as a stepping stone going forward.
On to Courtesy Garage, home of Nissan and Hyundai. Regional Product Manager Sam Gaston says despite some challenges, 2016 was productive.
We had a major issue in terms of supply of vehicles coming to us, but all in all, in terms of performance, I think we did reasonably well. 2017, we are looking to improve our position within the market with a better supply of vehicles, hopefully some better pricing. The global market is showing us signs of improvement, so we are hoping to capitalize on that. What we put on the table is that our after-sales service, which is the behind-the-scenes after you buy your new car, the follow-up, we are very strong in that area, and every day we are doing things to improve it, make it better.
When our team visited Simpson Motors, officials said they could not comment on sales at this time. Shane Jones, CBC News.
Barbados representative in the Miss Universe pageant, Shannon Harris, leaves the island on Wednesday, bound for the Philippines, the host country of this year's contest. The coronation ceremony will be held at the SM Mall of Asia Arena on January 30th at 8 in the morning to coincide with an evening broadcast in New York. Although it is scheduled for 2017, the pageant covers 2016, since the reigning winner, Pia Wurzbach, Miss Philippines, was crowned in 2015. Now, the current Miss Universe Barbados was crowned in September last year. The last time Barbados competed in the Miss Universe pageant was in 2007. Steve Harvey and Ashley Graham are set to host this year's pageant. There's a new space which artists can use to showcase their work. It's the Walled Garden Theatre at the Barbados Museum. President of the Barbados Museum and Historical Society, Sir Trevor Carmichael, notes the theatre became a reality due to the partnerships and contributions of many donors.
It is essentially a partnership for progress. Progress of the film industry, progress for the cultural industries as a whole, progress for the export of cultural industries, and a progress which leverages on the vast amounts of money which this country has spent in educating young people and not so young people, and which can now be leveraged into a productive activity, into cultural industries, into exportable cultural industries.
The theatre's location, according to the Deputy Director of the Barbados Museum, Kevin Farmer, also holds some historical significance as it marks the theatre's return to its original home at the Garrison.
It is about developing the arts. It's about ensuring that engagement between young aspirant filmmakers and artists and musicians, being able to collaborate, discuss projects with peers from around the world, and basically to see what happens. And Caribbean Dream is a wonderful example. I'm sure there'll be many more in years to come.
Well, 2016 appears to have been a very good year for Barbadian entertainers. There was great music for Kropova, capping the year off by taking the lion's share of nominations, securing 14 out of the 24 categories in the 13th Annual International Soca Awards. DJ Puffy also turned up the heat in Chile last year when he dismantled 4 international competitors to be crowned the 2016 Red Bull Freestyle World DJ Champion. And joining us live now for his perspective is Anderson Mr. Blood Armstrong.
Good evening.
Mr. Blood, welcome.
Yes, thank you very much.
Now, from your perspective as an insider in the industry, how was 2016?
2016 was a pretty good year for
Well, for me, first of all, and I think for most of the entertainers across the island out of Barbados. In fact, I remember telling the guys in my camp that with the music that we had produced, if anyone was going to produce anything better than what we had, we were going to have a really, really good year. And it seemed like almost every studio produced something just as good or better than what we had. And 2016 in all, up to the end of the year with the 50th anniversary celebrations and whatnot, just turned out really, really good for my camp and I think for most Barbadian artists.
Now, slipping on your hat as chairman of COSGAP, I'd like to find out whether that good year translated into a good payday for the artists.
I would like to think so, and I don't deal hands-on with all of the royalty payouts, but I can tell you from a producer and also from a performer aspect that it wasn't too bad for myself, and I think most of the guys who had a pretty good let's say production year would have seen good revenue coming out of COSGAP for 2016.
So does this mean overall then that performers and entertainers are actually able to make a living from the art instead of having to perform at night and run back to a second job?
Still, in my mind, I think most of us here, because we don't really have an active nightlife in Barbados, a lot of the performers and artists still do have to depend on another job. But it can be, once you plan and once you work towards specific goals, it can be a lucrative business.
And how about some of the hiccups that you experienced over 2016? What were some of those first, and how would you like to see them ironed out?
Wow. Well, as far as hiccups are concerned, I think all in all, like I said before, it was a pretty good year for most of us, but we've got those hiccups where sponsorship, you know, because when it comes to recording and that kind of stuff, it's pretty expensive going into the studio. So clearly a lot of the guys need, you know, financial support. And once we can get over those hurdles, it can be it can turn out pretty well, especially with the competitions. I think with more financial support with all the competitions, Sweet Soca, Bashment, Party Monarch, Pickety Crop, I think once we've got that financial support, that things will look much better, if not for all, for few of us. Financial support in the sense of bigger paydays? Bigger paydays for sure.
And what about help at the front end, concessions and those types of things? We've had the Cultural Industries Act in place now.
Yes, definitely. In the front end, we do need those concessions, especially, for instance, the guys who are running the studios, and you've got to, but if there's so much equipment you've got to invest in. And from my end, where I do a lot of work pro bono, basically, for new and younger artists who can't afford or don't have that financial backing or looking to be discovered, who are willing to help people, we need those concessions.
Okay, thank you very much. That was Anderson Mr. Blood Armstrong joining us for a look back at 2016. What would you like to see, finally, what would you like to see going forward into 2017?
For sure, in 2017, what I would love to see is a year like 2016. I think, you know, like I said, across the board, everybody produced a lot of great music that not only did well in Barbados, but it's doing pretty well all across the Caribbean and internationally as well. And hopefully we can produce some great music again in 2017 and take the world by storm.
Well, here's to a fantastic 2017 for Cropover and
Thank you so
beyond.
very much.
Thank you very much. That was Mr. Blood talking about the Cropover scene entertainment in general in Barbados for 2016. Still to come, though, a look at some of the stories making headlines across the region. Stay with us.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability,
Join us on Monday the 9th of January for another edition of Morning Barbados. With all the discussions taking place, don't forget to join us when we speak with Chef Craig.
Yes, also we continue our conversation about occupational health and safety. We'll be joined by Harold Oxley to tell us about safety beyond the workplace.
And we'll engage you in some other beautiful moments when we spend some time with Miss Barbados Universe, Shannon Harris. Looking forward to sharing that and much more as she gets ready to take Barbados to the world. All that and more Monday on Morning Barbados.
Good morning, Morning Barbados.
The United Nations Children's Fund, or UNICEF, says safe water is now available for hundreds of thousands of Haitians affected by Hurricane Matthew. UNICEF said it continues to deliver aid and provide relief to Haitians and is working in partnership with the Haitian government, providing access to water for 280,000 individuals, including more than 118,000 children. UNICEF also contributed to a cholera vaccination campaign in November that reached more than 800,000 people, and among them was 300,000 children. The UN said more than 2 million people, including 900,000 children, were affected by the hurricane. An anti-corruption watchdog group, the National Integrity Commission in Jamaica, is calling for the spectrum license that's been granted to telecoms company Carousel to be revoked. Executive Director of the NIA, Professor Trevor Monroe, says the company has failed to live up to proper scrutiny.
NIA indicated in September in a statement that the Prime Minister needs to have given further and better particulars to persuade our people that there was a sound foundation to reject the recommendations of that institution set up to look at whether licenses and contracts are properly given. Those further and better particulars have not been provided, and to that extent we stand by the view that we support the Contractor General's office in demanding or in recommending, to be more precise, that the license be revoked.
Bus service has been restored in Bermuda after the island's most powerful union announced it was pausing its work stoppage. This was over the rejection of a work permit renewal for a London-based pastor who has been one of the ruling One Bermuda Alliance's fiercest critics. President of the Bermuda Industrial Union, Chris Ferbert, announced the return to work at a news conference late yesterday. Well, sports is just ahead, but first, this tip from Cooperators General Insurance.
Tip of the day is brought to you by Cooperators General Insurance Company Limited. Insurance the way you want it to be.
Be cautious in engaging strangers in isolated areas who appear to be in distress. This tip is brought to you in association with the Royal Barbados Police Force.
Barbados' sweetest radio station has landed. 94.7 FM, the station where the greatest hits from yesteryear come alive. Shine, I'm talking to you. The sounds that make you feel good. Only one station delivers the soundtracks of your life. 94.7 FM with the greatest hits of the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Being to you with the CBC Sports News, I'm Damien Best. Well, All Stars delivered the first major upset of the 2017 Goddard Enterprises Senior Men's Volleyball Knockout Competition, which served off last night at Albury in St. Philip. Now, playing against Floor Deacons, All Stars won the matchup in 5 sets, 25-14, 25-19, 23-25, 13-25, 15-12. Meanwhile, Foundation United were taken back to school by Cormier, losing 3 straight.
Cormier closest to the screen, playing Foundation United. Players trying to shake off some rust. Very casual approach. Point there to Cormier. In what looked more like a practice match, Cormier took the opening set. Foundation, well, they had their moments. Good block up the middle. But Cormier would go one up. 25-12.
Second set now, big serve from the boys in blue, finding its mark. And how about another missile jump serve at pace, tough to handle. Well, Foundation, they fared a little better in the second. Excellent vision to go over the block. Then redirecting the pass, active at the net. Cormier, though, halting the prospect of a potential 5-setter. Mistake by Foundation, and Cormier go on to take the second, 25-19. And indeed, they will wrap up their first points of the season, claiming the third as well, 25-19. Well, Barbados top tennis player Darian King is out of the Happy Valley ATP Challenger in Australia. In today's round of 16 tie, he lost to number 3 seed Dennis Kadula of the USA in 2 straight sets, 6-2, 7-6. King will now move on to the Australian Open qualifiers, which begin next week, Wednesday. Well, Australia roughed up Pakistan on day 4 of their third and final test at the SCG, setting the visitors a huge victory target after dismissing them for 315 in their first innings. The top scorer for the visitors was Yunus Khan, who made 175 not out. Australia then tagged on 241 for 2 in their second innings to set Pakistan 456 for victory. Usman Khawaja was not out on 79, Steve Smith made 59 and David Warner 55. Pakistan are 55 for 1 at the close. Here are the highlights.
Spin the gap, full pitch. It should be 4 despite the slow outfield. It is well played. Go! It gets through. I'm not sure that it carried. He's gone long. Beautiful use of the feet. It's a superb, so it's gone all the way. Yes, it has. It goes to 150. Well played, Yunus Khan.
He goes big. It's in there for a long time. Dave Warner trying his best. Down he comes. Brilliant stroke. Steve Smith. Oh, that's where to put the ball. And there he goes. What a surprise. Oh, David Warner wants a piece of him, and tell you what, he's got a huge piece of it. Oh, and again, Davey Warner. This time he hasn't moved. It's nearly in the same spot.
There he goes. Oh, lovely. It's going to go over mid-off. Wonderful. Absolutely magnificent batting. He goes to 50. Oh, knocked him over. The one foolish stroke he played drew away to the onside.
Oh, he's hit that. That sounded real good. It's into the members. Oh, it's about 7 or 8 rows back and then well held.
And that's gone a long, long way. That's a ripper. Goes again. He goes to 50 with a better shot. Perfect sweep shot. They're on fire. Smith and Khawaja. Well played. Smith times looking for 2. Khawaja's not the quickest. Says no. Just a wonderful batting performance here. Smith on 50.
Big shout. Is there a glove on the way through? Out. It's 464.
Oh, catch it! Catch the sky, yes! What a catch! Guess who it is? The superstar.
But overall, it's been all Australia. 55 for 1 Pakistan.
So scores in the match: Australia 538 for 8 declared and 241 for 2 declared. Pakistan 315 and 55 for 1. Meanwhile, New Zealand defeated Bangladesh in their second T20 game at the Bay Oval by 47 runs. Batting first, the Kiwis made 195 for 7 on the back of a Colin Munro century. The player of the match made 101 in just 54 deliveries with 7 fours and 7 sixes. Tom Bruce added 59 from 39 deliveries. Bangladesh were then restricted to just 148 in 18.1 overs, with Ish Sodhi taking 3 for 36. Well, 3 new teams have been added to the G4S Masters competition, which gets underway this Saturday. Brayton, Maphill and Princess Margaret Old Scholars will be making their debut in the over 40s competition. And in its 36th year, the organizer Sam Wilkinson says they have some big plans.
For the very first time, we are looking forward next year, God willing, that the Barbados Masters, G4S Masters, will tour England as a team of players represented by the clubs who play in the Barbados G4S Masters. And this tournament is going to be just a bit more than just a competitive cricket tournament. We are going to, and we are working towards the expansion and the facilities to be provided by G4S International, the parent body of the local company here, and also to provide a bit of promotional experience and support to the concept of Barbados sports tourism by utilizing a facet of Barbados' cricket that is often spoken of but seldom seen. That is to see experienced, matured players participating in the great game of cricket in a country like Britain.
Wilkinson also says this year they are placing emphasis on improving and bringing back club life.
During this season, we are going to ask the clubs who participate to share in several things. One, we want to maintain the integrity that always they have done. We want to showcase the benefits of masters in the club. And we also using this season and next season, the seasons to come, to let people see that club life in Barbados needs to be refreshed. And that is through the mature players who are returning to share in a tournament, but more so we ask them to share in club life.
And finally, the Barbados National Domino Wits and Hearts Association is in good hands. Now, that's according to Second Vice President Gregory Benman as he reflects on 2016 and looks ahead to an even better 2017. Benman was speaking ahead of the first major domino event for the year, the Top 15 competition hosted by the Oystins Charitable Organization of Barbados.
2016 was a very good year for the Domino Association. As a result of getting all its tournaments completed, we would have took a national team to the Caribbean Championships, which didn't do as well as we would want because we have lost that title. But that means that the Dominoes in the Caribbean is improved, and we need to catch up with the fact that we not only the 9-time champions, but people will come to beat us. We have several tournaments during the course of the year outside of the Domino Association that produce larger sums of money. We just completed Dominoes in the City, that the prize money was over $10,000 in total. We have a bumper season last year. All of our tournaments last year were well attended, and numbers increased. The association numbers have now increased to over 1,125 persons within the association. It's probably the third largest organization in Barbados when it comes to sports in terms of membership, and we're doing well. Our main concern this year, and the outgoing president and seeking re-election, is focused this year is boosting the sponsorship level.
And that Top 15 tournament gets underway tomorrow. Well, that's it for the sports this evening. The business report is next.
A lot of people think that fast boys are cool, and the girls sure like the guys who run them. But like so many things about life, you gotta be careful. Having sex without a condom is like riding a bike without a helmet. It's just plain dumb. It's okay to have fun as long as you're smart about it. My name is Daniel the Lion Fortress, and I'm different, and I'm making a difference.
Live up, love, protect, respect.
Good morning.
Join us on Monday the 9th of January for another edition of Morning Barbados. With all the discussions taking place, don't forget to join us when we speak with Chef Craig.
Yes, also we continue our conversation about occupational health and safety. We will be joined by Harold Oxley to tell us about safety beyond the workplace.
And we'll engage you in some other beautiful moments when we spend some time with Miss Barbados Universe Shannon Harris. Looking forward to sharing that and much more as she gets ready to take Barbados to the world. All that and more Monday on Morning Barbados.
Good morning. Morning Barbados.
In tonight's business, construction and manufacturing company Preconco Limited had a successful year in 2016, and the company is looking to push ahead and expand into new markets this year. That's according to operations manager for the company, Joshua Harvey Reid, who made the comment during an interview with the Business Report.
There were several things that we did last year to try and create more efficiency in the operation and become more competitive in the construction market, and we have done several things to contribute towards that. Some of the things that we've done is implemented a fully self-sustainable solar system, which has created a lot more efficiency in our operation. We also have put in place a very involved rainwater recycling system. And we also have structures in place which have assisted with the running of the operation, something called the 5S system for lean manufacturing. That's something that is recognized worldwide in manufacturing companies.
He says they've been seeking to maximize all of the operations of the company to improve competitiveness.
We've also implemented hard cement. Hard cement has contributed a lot to the efficiency of our concrete. And that has now led to us being more competitive and open doors for us to enter new markets in the construction industry.
The Sandy Crest and Coverley Medical Centres are taking a proactive approach to health care by going out to businesses and others to spread the message about the importance of good healthcare practices. That's according to the Managing Director of the centres, Dr. Brian Charles.
We have also embarked on a wellness medical program where we are actually going out to communities and going out to businesses to speak to getting an annual medical checkup. And this is not only, the annual medical checkup is not only a general medical checkup, but also includes things like your pap smears, your breast examinations, your prostate examinations. So we have moved away from the bread and butter emergency care to one of a complete medical health care at both institutions.
It's time now to take a look at how stocks traded on selected exchanges across the region.
In Jamaica, Grace Kennedy Limited was the volume leader with 7,729,745 units, followed by Scotia Group Jamaica Limited and 1834 Investments Limited. In Trinidad and Tobago NGL Limited was the volume leader with 107,200 shares valued at $2,197,600, followed by National Flour Mills Limited and JMMB Group Limited. And in Barbados, Banks Holdings Limited was the volume leader, trading 10,773 shares at $7.10 each, followed by the Insurance Corporation of Barbados Limited.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, my darling.
Thanks, Mr. Banks, man. Thanks, man. Cheers, mate.
One more. Wait.
Thanks, man.
Each and every day, we're thankful for something. And we're thankful for you. We couldn't do it without you.
International business now. The mysterious electric car startup Faraday Future has finally unveiled its flagship vehicle, the FF91.
The mysterious electric car company Faraday Future finally debuted its first production car here at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. Faraday's flagship vehicle, the FF91, is now available to reserve online, but the company won't say how much it will cost you, except for a $5,000 refundable deposit. The company promises it will start delivering these cars in 2018. The company promises that this fully electric vehicle has a range of about 380 miles on just one charge. They also say it will go from 0 to 60 miles an hour in just 2.39 seconds. Facial recognition should get you into the car instead of a key. And Faraday demonstrated a feature they call driverless valet. Let's say you arrive at a shopping mall and you can't find a space. You should just be able to get out of the car and the FF91 will go around a parking lot until it finds a spot and back in on its own. At its big debut, the FF91 did hit a roadblock. When the major investor and head of the company was stepping out of the vehicle, it was autonomously supposed to go just a few feet forward and didn't move at all.
Okay, it seems like it's a little bit lazy tonight.
It's not the only speed bump that Faraday has hit. Construction at a production facility here in Nevada has been put on pause, keeping this company firmly in Tesla's shadow.
And that's business. Wayne, the weatherman McGarry, up next with the weather details.
Tonight's business report was brought to you by Banks Holdings Limited. Many companies, one goal: excellence.
The only person I can control in this world is me. It appeals to me because some people will try to get everyone to follow them or try to control everyone around them. But the only person in this life you could influence or control is yourself.
Hey, I think you dropped this.
A blessed good evening to all and welcome to this evening's weather news. Fair to occasionally cloudy, slightly hazy and breezy conditions with a few brief showers were experienced across the island today. Now, the air temperature peaked around 29.5 degrees Celsius, and this was up from an overnight minimum of 23.9 degrees Celsius. Now at 6 p.m. the temperature was 26.6 degrees Celsius, the relative humidity 79%, and the winds were from the east at a rapid 41 kilometers per hour. Now let's take a look at the satellite imagery. We have the islands here of the Lesser Antilles. Now the Atlantic high pressure system, surface to low level Atlantic high pressure system, maintained its dominance over Barbados and most of the islands of the Eastern Caribbean today. Subsequently, a few shallow low-level cloud patches traversed most of the islands, triggering only a few brief showers. Now, the only deviation from this was over the extreme southern islands, where the passage of a low-level trough system, a weak low-level trough system, generated some scattered showers, and this was over the Grenadines and Grenada. Now, this activity extended further southward over the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, as well as over the Guyanas, where the interaction of an upper-level trough also generated some moderate convection. Now, as we take a look at some forecast precipitation, tomorrow across the region, The Atlantic high pressure system will maintain its dominance. Nevertheless, there's still the potential for a few brief passing showers. Here in Barbados, similar conditions are anticipated tomorrow. However, late Sunday into Monday, a low-level shear line, low to mid-level shear line will develop across the area, bringing some instability across the island. Sunrise 6:23, sunset 5:47. One high tide tomorrow, that'll be at 2 minutes to 11 in the morning, low tide 4:18, and again at 6 minutes to 6 in the PM. Seas will be moderate to rough in open water with swells of 2 to 3 meters. A small craft advisory is in effect for above normal sea swells. Winds will be easterly to east-northeasterly at 20 to 45 kilometers per hour. So the forecast for tonight, fair to occasionally cloudy and windy with a few scattered showers. Tomorrow, fair to partly cloudy and windy with brief scattered showers. Do enjoy the rest of the evening and God bless.
So beautiful to me. You are so beautiful to me. You're everything I hope for.
Ultra Calorie Conscious. Love yourself for life. Distributed by Mercy Distribution.
Different words describe different people. But in the eyes of the law, there's one that fits us all. Human right number 7. We're all equal before the law. What are human rights? Find out at youthforhumanrights.org.
International news now. Shots were fired at the Fort Lauderdale airport, killing at least 5 people and injuring 13. The shooter is in custody.
There is panic and confusion, and right now, as I said, there was more screaming on the other side of this parking garage where this screening is underway. We don't know the situation right now, but there are hundreds of people spread across this airport asking us what is happening. They are clearly confused and frightened. I've seen several people crying, several people shaking, and just trying to get out of this area. It is extremely difficult because there is traffic everywhere trying to get in and out of this airport. Again, this all started at 1 o'clock. There were reports of shots fired in the building behind me. That's Terminal 2 on the first floor in baggage claim. That's where the shooting was reported. Multiple casualties, at least 8 people taken to. As we start watching more people running, what you're seeing is people running away from.
What is going on?
Terminal 1. And if you look over to my right, Dom, if you just look over to my right and you see down here, this officer is evacuating people from that first floor. And Brooke, as I said before, there's panic and confusion, and we're not sure what we are witnessing here. If this is perhaps more of what we saw earlier in the baggage claim area. Or if this is perhaps just security trying to sweep the area and people becoming panicked when they see these officers moving in with long weapons. But again, there is panic and confusion here, and this is going to take quite a long time to clean up and figure out.
Well, Toyota is the latest target in the U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's Twitter tirade. Trump tweeted that if the Japanese car maker goes ahead with plans to build the compact Corolla in a new factory in Mexico instead of the U.S., it faces a big border tax when it ships the cars north.
Well, Japan, Christy, defending Toyota quite aggressively, and Toyota is also defending Toyota quite aggressively. They're very quick out of the blocks after that tweet from Donald Trump to say that there was going to be no jobs lost in America because of this new plant. Just by way of background, this new plant will be building Corolla cars. At the moment, Corolla cars in the US are built by either a Mississippi plant or a Canadian plant. This new plant in Mexico will replace the Canadian operation, so no jobs lost in the US. Toyota firing back saying, basically, we've been a part of the US fabric of society for 60 years at least, and look at what we've done. We've put in $22 billion. We employ about 136,000 people. We've got 10 manufacturing plants. We've got 1,500 dealerships. You know, we are part of you, America, aiming this very much at Donald Trump, and even the Japanese government getting involved as well.
We're back after the break with a recap of the top stories. Stay with us.
I first heard of the Power of Choice campaign by Mr. Griffith at a prefect seminar my prefect had a couple of weeks back, and the message that stuck in my head was, I am responsible for my every thought, word and action, and even my feelings. This message stuck in my head because no one, absolutely no one, can control how you think, what you do, what you say, or even how you feel.